The film kicks off with a group of 7 friends who decide to celebrate their friend's birthday in an old mansion they've rented for the occasion. The party is going well, but they run out of drinks. However, being in a secluded location, far from the nearest town, they wonder where to find more. Despite the mansion's isolation, they figure it's so large there must be some drinks hidden around. Driven by this thought, they begin searching the mansion. Their search leads them to the basement door, which is locked. Though they should have left it alone, the friends' adventurous spirits take over, and they decide to break the lock and venture downstairs. Once inside, they find a collection of old, dusty items, making it seem like the house belonged to a passionate collector. In one corner, they discover an old box containing tarot cards. These tarot cards are intriguing. When drawn, they reveal insights into your future, your desires, and even your personality. The cards include not only personal traits but also the names of demons, devils, and witches. According to the card readings, whatever they predict will happen to you. The cards seem handmade, adding to their mystique. Among the group, Haley is the one who knows how to read tarot cards, and the others eagerly ask her to give them a reading to find out what fate has in store for them. At first, Haley hesitates, knowing it's not advisable to use someone else's cards, but since it's her friend's birthday, she reluctantly agrees, though an uneasy feeling lingers within her. The group heads upstairs to begin their tarot reading. They arrange 12 cards in a circle, with the 13th card placed in the center, signaling its importance as the final and most significant card. The first person to be read is the birthday girl, whose card is the High Priestess. Haley tells her that she is naturally curious, always wondering about the world and why things happen. But, Haley warns, her curiosity could easily lead her into trouble. As the tarot reading continues, Haley shares a warning with her friend, the birthday girl, whose card was the High Priestess. She tells her that while she's climbing the ladder of success, she must proceed with caution. Rushing could lead to a slip or a fall, causing a serious setback. This is a crucial warning for anyone who draws the High Priestess card. Take things slow, or the consequences may be severe. Next, it's Haley's turn. Her card is the Hangman. Haley explains to the group that she will face many challenges involving technology. But, she reassures them, everything will work out in the end. The key is not to get overwhelmed by the problems or run away from them, but to face them head-on. The second friend, Paige, draws her card, the Magician. Haley tells her that someone will try to divide her, pulling her in 2 different directions. This person will lock her in a situation, but Paige should not let it bother her. She must stay strong and keep her focus. Meanwhile, Paxton steps away to use the bathroom, and as he passes the balcony, he sees something strange, someone standing there. But when he turns the light on, the figure disappears without a trace, leaving him unsettled. Paxton's card is the Fool. Haley advises him to think carefully before making any decisions in haste. He will feel trapped at some point, but the key is to trust his friends. If one door closes, another will open, bringing a way out of his troubles. Next, Paige's friend draws his card, the Hermit. Haley warns him that he will soon face a moment where he will question his principles. The Hermit's light may lead him down the wrong path, especially when it comes to matters of love. He should think carefully before following these new temptations. However, there is also good news. Money is coming his way. With everyone's readings complete, only Haley's friend remains. He steps forward, his card revealed to be the Devil. Haley's friend, whose card revealed the Devil, is warned that his relationships are in danger. He's told that he will face the demon, and to survive, he will have to make a choice, either sacrifice someone or lose someone. If he doesn't want to face these consequences, he must confront the demon directly. After everyone's tarot readings are done, Haley draws her final card, Death. The card suggests that love could either lead to her demise or mark the beginning of a new chapter in her life. Haley doesn't take the prediction seriously, but a strange unease lingers within her. The next morning, the group heads home, and during a stop at a gas station, Paige's friend scratches a lottery ticket to find he has won $7,000. This unexpected windfall makes him ecstatic, and it seems to fulfill the prophecy from his tarot reading about receiving money from an unexpected source. That night, they all return to their homes. However, Haley's friend, the birthday girl, heads back to the hostel. After a shower, she notices a ladder descending from the attic. Remembering Haley's warning about curiosity, she hesitates but decides to ignore it and returns to her room. A short time later, someone knocks loudly at her door. When she opens it, she finds the ladder has come down again. She moves cautiously toward it, but doesn't realize someone is standing behind her. She senses a presence, but when she switches on the light, no one is there. Thinking it's just a prank by some of the other hostel girls, she quickly climbs the ladder to the attic. But when she reaches the top, she finds no one there, only the mysterious figure from her tarot reading, the High Priestess. Terrified, she screams, and in the chaos, she loses her footing and falls, knocking herself unconscious. The High Priestess lifts the ladder and repeatedly strikes her with it, attacking her mercilessly. The tarot readings warning about curiosity and the dangers of climbing the ladder too quickly come to life. Exactly as predicted, the birthday girl is killed, a victim of her own curiosity and the cursed fate foretold by the cards. To everyone else, her death appears to be a tragic accident. Her friends are devastated and confused, unaware that the events leading to her demise were set in motion by the tarot cards. That night, the group gathers, mourning the loss of their friend. Haley, however, stays behind with Paige, who is particularly distraught. As they sit together, Haley begins to open up. She tells Paige about her own experiences with the tarot cards when she was younger, hinting that the cards may not just be a game, but a force that shapes their lives in unexpected ways. Haley opens up to Paige, sharing a painful memory from her past. She explains that she first learned how to read tarot cards when her mother was sick. Every time she read for her mother, the cards revealed the same grim future, her mother's death. Haley reflects on this and says, "It's true what they say, we can't change our fate." She tries to comfort Paige by explaining that even if they were with their friend, there was nothing they could have done to prevent her death. Meanwhile, Paige's friend decides to drop Haley's friend off at her house. On his way back, the demon from his tarot card, the Hermit, begins to haunt him. Though he intended to return by train, the influence of the Hermit's light leads him astray, forcing him to take the wrong path. Suddenly, a train arrives, and in a tragic twist, he is struck and killed. His death aligns with his tarot reading, where he was warned to follow the path of love with a clear mind. He had left to take care of his friend, but the wrong direction, led by the Hermit's light, ultimately led to his demise. The next day, when the news of his death reaches the group, the friends are deeply shaken. Haley starts to suspect that these deaths are not just coincidences. 2 friends have died within 2 days, and everything seems to be unfolding exactly as predicted by the tarot cards. The group, now terrified, begins to realize the gravity of the situation and starts to discuss what they should do next. It's clear they need help, so they turn to the internet. They discover the name of a woman who is an oracle, a master of these mystical arts. According to what they find, this oracle has written extensively about the dangers of tarot cards and how they've led to the deaths of many people. They try to call her, but she doesn't answer. Determined, they decide to visit her house, which is far from any populated area. When they arrive at her home and knock on the door, there's no immediate response. After a few moments, the oracle opens the door. Upon hearing their explanation that the tarot cards had caused the deaths of their friends, and that they too might be next, the oracle takes them inside. She tells them that the cards they had used were cursed, and that all these tragic events were not mere accidents but a consequence of the dark power behind the tarot readings. The oracle continues, revealing that these cursed tarot cards have caused many deaths over the years. The first incidents occurred in Mexico, then in Woodstock, and later in London. In London, however, there was one survivor, none other than the oracle herself. She explains that she had read the cards for everyone involved, except for herself. But by the time she understood the dark power behind the tarot cards, they had already slipped away from her grasp. Since then, she has dedicated her life to tracking down these cards, hoping to destroy them before they claim more lives. The oracle then answers the burning question, where did these cursed cards come from? She explains that the curse began with a king in the 18th century. The king was overjoyed when his queen, who was pregnant, gave him the news. He asked his astrologer to predict the future, and the reading revealed a tragic fate. Both the queen and her unborn child would die during childbirth. Furious at this grim prediction, the king demanded that the astrologer change the reading. However, every attempt to alter the fate ended with the same result, death. The king, unable to accept this truth, expelled the astrologer and her daughter from the kingdom. But as foretold, the queen died during childbirth, and the child perished as well. Stricken with grief, the king's sorrow quickly turned into rage. He accused the astrologer of witchcraft and blamed her for the deaths. In a fit of madness, The king punished the astrologer mercilessly and had her daughter killed by his soldiers. This brutal act broke the astrologer's heart, and in her fury, she sought revenge. In her final act of defiance, the astrologer created the cursed tarot cards. She used them to predict the king's demise and the deaths of his soldiers, performing a dark ritual that bound her soul to the cards. She took her own life, ensuring that her spirit would forever be linked to them. From that point forward, anyone who used these cards would be marked by death, just as the king and his soldiers were. The astrologer's vengeance had been fulfilled, but the curse remained. Because her soul was bound to the cards, anyone who drew them would suffer the same fate. The cards were cursed, and so were all those who came into contact with them. The only way to stop this endless cycle of death was to destroy the cards once and for all. Haley and her friend, now understanding the gravity of the situation, decide they must return to the mansion where the cursed cards were found. It is their only hope to put an end to the deadly legacy of the tarot cards. As Haley and her friend continue their journey to the mansion, their car comes to a halt on a bridge. In that moment, Haley is overwhelmed by a deep sense of dread. She feels that something terrible is about to unfold, and she realizes that her friend's tarot reading, the one involving the hangman, was about to come true. The reading had warned of a technological problem and advised her not to run away or act impulsively. But despite the warning, Haley's friend begins to panic and runs off. The hangman's curse plays out as foretold. Her friend is caught in a dangerous situation, and in a tragic turn, she meets a horrifying end, exactly as the tarot card predicted. The group watches in horror as her friend dies a gruesome death, proving beyond doubt that the curse of the cards is real. Terrified and feeling helpless, the group is paralyzed with fear. Paxton, overwhelmed by the escalating danger, declares that he wants to escape. "I can't go back to where it all started," he says. "I just want to survive." In his desperation to flee, he acts impulsively, ignoring his own reading, which had warned him not to make hasty decisions. The fool demon, as predicted, begins to follow him. As he rushes toward the elevator, trying to escape, he finds himself trapped. This is exactly what his reading had warned of. You will feel trapped. The fool's warning rings true as Paxton is cornered, meeting his doom. Meanwhile, Haley and the others finally reach the mansion, determined to destroy the cursed tarot cards. They throw the cards into the fire, believing this will put an end to the terror. But to their shock, none of the cards catch fire. They watch in disbelief as the cards remain untouched by the flames, unable to be destroyed. Confused and desperate, they realize they need help and call the Oracle. The Oracle, upon hearing their predicament, tells them that destroying the cards requires more than just burning them. There is a ritual, a dangerous and ancient process, that must be performed in order to truly break the curse. With no other choice, the group prepares to carry out the ritual, hoping it will finally free them from the grip of the tarot cards and the death that seems to follow them. The Oracle begins the ritual to separate the astrologer's soul from the cursed tarot cards. But she underestimates the immense power of the soul she has summoned. As the soul appears, it quickly turns against her. It reads the Oracle's fate, and her final card, 6 of Swords, becomes the grim omen. The soul brutally inserts 6 swords into the Oracle's body, ending her life in a shocking and violent manner. In terror, Haley and the others flee from the scene, but during the chaos, Paige is separated from them. As foretold in her tarot reading, she's dragged into 2 parts by the power of her card, the Magician. A box locks her in, and with an axe, she's violently cut in half, meeting her tragic end. As death and the devil now relentlessly pursue Haley and her friends, their fate seems sealed by the very readings that predicted their doom. Haley, however, formulates a desperate plan. She believes that if she reads the astrologer's final fate, the curse could be broken and everything will end. By severing the soul's connection to the cards, the death, and the devil, the curse would finally cease to exist. With newfound confidence, Haley prepares to challenge fate. No longer is she resigned to it. As she begins her reading, the devil attacks her friend, and death pursues Haley, just as her card had predicted. However, Haley, guided by love and determination, tries to defy her fate, seeking to change the course of her life and save her friend. In the midst of the chaos, the devil takes Haley's friend, and death closes in on Haley. But her friend's reading had also predicted that he would face the demon to preserve their bond. As he confronts the devil, Haley continues her reading of the astrologer's soul. When the final card, Death, appears, it signals the end of the soul's torment. With death claiming the soul, Haley is saved. Her friend's fate remains uncertain as the devil continues to pull at him, but in the end, he returns to save her just in time. The astrologer's soul is consumed, and with that, the curse breaks. The cards, now powerless, are no longer a threat. Haley and her friend, now free from the curse, drive away from the mansion. A car approaches from the other direction, and they recognize Paxton inside. His reading had foretold that he would return for his friends, and just as the fool demon had been a part of his fate, his survival was a testament to the power of the card's readings. With the curse broken and their fates now altered, the group is finally safe. In the final moments, the cursed tarot cards are destroyed for good, ensuring no more lives will be taken by their power. And so, the story concludes, leaving behind a world freed from the haunting grasp of the tarot. That wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more movie recaps like this. Feel free to leave a comment below if you'd like us to cover one of your favorite films. Until next time, take care and stay tuned.